Miami Heat Nation, what is going on? So, in today's video, we do got tons of Miami Heat news coming out. You guys are definitely going to want to stick around. And you're probably wondering, why is Terry Rozier in a Chicago Bulls jersey? Don't worry, we're going to be breaking that down because I know you guys want him gone ASAP. But before we do start, if you guys enjoy Miami Heat content, we do upload every single day. I mean, our goal this year is to upload for 365 days. And guys, we're 190 days strong. We have uploaded for 190 days. Like I said, I couldn't do it without you guys. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Continue to keep liking, sharing, subscribing. And let's get back into today's video. So, the Miami Heat, we all know they made a great addition to this roster, adding Norman Powell. And I'm super, super excited. Very. Now, I don't think Andrew Wiggins gets traded, but I do want the Miami Heat to make one move, and it looks like it's still going to happen. But I want him off my roster. If we get Terry Rozier off my roster and that's the last move, I'm fine with it. Cool. Let's roll to the season and let's have some fun and let's win some games. But I think a trade between the Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls make perfect sense. Terry Rozier is terrible for us. We no longer need his service. What the Miami Heat is missing is a backup center, which the Chicago Bulls have. And this guy right here, Nikola Vucevic. I personally think with the Chicago Bulls not being able to flip Vucevic for a first-round pick because he's not going for that, the Chicago Bulls have been trying to move off for him for like the last 2 to 3 years and it just hasn't happened. The Chicago Bulls should just take on an expiring for Terry. We gave you a second-round pick at worst. Well, that's probably at best, I'm sorry. And Vooch backs up Bam and Khalil Ware. I think that would be excellent for this Miami Heat team. I really, really do. Because Vooch brings a different type of style to our team. You know, he's not going to bring that rim protection, that elite defense. No, but he's going to bring that floor spacing where he can do a pick and pop with Davion or Tyler or Norman Powell, right? I think that can be fun. You know, he can shoot the midi. He can give us 15 and 10. I like that. You know, Bam doesn't really present that or have that in his game. So I think a Terry Rozier second-round pick for Vooch straight up makes perfect sense. He has no value in the league, so doesn't Terry. You know, they're not going to really try to buy Vooch out. I mean, there is conversations. I mean, if he gets bought out, even better. But I'm just saying straight up, let's do it right now. Let me know what you guys think. Now, I do want to talk about our first-round pick. I really do. You know, because game 1, I let it slide. Game 2, kind of let it slide, but game 3, he struggled. He looks really, really bad. You know, and everything's going to take time. He's still very young. He's a raw prospect. And, you know, in the next couple of years, you don't know. He could be the next Shea. He could be the next Luka. Or he could be the next Greg Odom or, you know, the next Anthony Bennett. Either or, really. But, you know, Kasparius in 3 games, in 65 minutes of action in total, only made 1 shot. He was 1 for 15. 0 for 11 at the three-point line. And the two concerning things to me are the 12 turnovers and 12 fouls. So, you know, when you're a rookie, you're going to struggle offensively. That's what's going to happen. But you can't turn the ball over that many times and then foul that many times. That is a disaster. And that's concerning because we got to realize this is the summer league. The ball pressure is not as tough like it is in the NBA. You know, so for people that think, oh, let's have KJ out there playing and he's playing meaningful minutes, well, suppose looking at this type of stuff and saying, well, he's not ready. Like, he's just not ready. And that's fine, right? Because like I said, he can turn it around. But this type of stuff right here is concerning and we got to like kind of lower our expectations a little bit. Let's lower it down. Now, Heat haters, these are his early takes. So turnovers, the same thing we noticed, right? Lack burst to get around defenders, that's concerning. Can't get by defenders, you're not going to be able to score. That's the only reason why he made 1 shot. Still way too early to write him off. We've been saying this pretty much the whole time. I don't want people to think I'm talking negative about him because I'm not. I'm just kind of throwing you the facts of like what we've seen so far in 3 games of action. His game will have growing pains, but he couldn't buy a jumper. That's another thing, too. If you can't shoot in this league, you're definitely going to have a hard time. You got to work on that jumper. If you can't shoot, you can't control the ball, and you foul too much, you'll be kicked out in the league in 1 year. Nah, seriously. And that's not me being hard. That's like not me trolling. Just telling you reality. The reality always hurts. It's unfortunate. No one wants to hear the truth, but I'm going to tell you the truth. But the defensive effort is there. And like I said, he's only 19 years old, and he's going to grow from this. He's going to be in the G League. He might get his opportunity in the NBA, sometimes when there's an injury occurring, but we're not going to see him that much this year. But in other news, this is the Miami Heat group for, the NBA Cup, which I don't think anybody cares about. But, I think it would be pretty cool if we won one year. So we got the Knicks, the Bucks, the Bulls, the Heat, obviously, and the Charlotte Hornets. And I just feel like the Bucks are always in our World Cup, NBA Cup, whatever. Always. But you know what's funny, though? I feel like the NBA puts more presentation and more thought into the NBA Cup than the NBA Finals. You ever think about that, guys? Look at the courts. Just it's different. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys care about this, or do you guys think the Miami Heat have a chance to win it this year? And lastly, our newest addition, Norman Powell, spoke out today. And these are the couple things that caught my attention. He goes, hearing that it was Miami, I was really excited. He says, thinking back to my childhood and being a big fan of D Wade is definitely a cool full circuit moment for me. He goes, going into Miami, I fit the culture perfectly. He goes, late nights, early mornings, that's who I am to a T. He says they have their franchise guys, so you have to play a role, which I like because a lot of people try to come into a franchise and be like, no, I'm that number one guy. I deserve to get paid. I deserve this and that. No, Norman Powell is a veteran in the NBA for a reason. He knows you go to a different franchise, they have their guys. So I'm glad that he said that. He also said he's willing to sacrifice to take a back seat to others to help the team win. Always love that word, sacrifice. Perfect. And he also talks a lot about being that secondary action scorer. Mentions his game benefits off catch and shoot threes and flying off pin downs, which is true. He says he attacks off that will help both shooters and Bam in the pick and roll. So, like I said, Norman Powell, very excited to play for the Miami Heat, clearly. A couple of things I noticed. He had sacrifice. He wants to help out Tyler and Bam. And this team, we're going to see what happens when we go into the year with them as our big three and Andrew Wiggins being there. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, 190 days of us uploading consecutively. And it's all because of you guys. I appreciate you guys so much.